Hello, everyone. Welcome to this live webinar on speaking well in pressure situations. I'm Dr. Vivek Modi, and in next 1 hour, I'm going to cover some extremely important topics, some insightful points which can help you to become a consistently good speaker. What is the meaning of consistently good speaker? There are many people who are decent speakers when it comes to mundane routine situation while talking with their colleagues, their friends, their family members. In day-to-day situations, they are quite good. Some of them have even very good language command. Their challenge is that in certain situations, they feel that their best doesn't come out. And often these situations are pressure situations when we are conscious, when there is something at stake, when maybe a large audience is judging me, when maybe my boss is going to give a value judgment based on my presentation, maybe a big deal is at stake. Whenever such situation comes, there are only few people who can actually bring their best out. So what goes into doing this? What makes some people a consistently good speaker and some people a good speaker now and then? What can we do to improve our ability to remain consistent in delivering message effectively? One of the commonest thing people talk about when it comes to communication is that when I am speaking, that time I do not recognize and remember the key points. But only after my speech is over, only after my presentation is over, I realize that I should have said this or that. This is often shared by so many people, and this is shared by people who are senior, middle level, junior. It doesn't matter at what level they are. I've seen people from all walks of life having these challenges. Some of the people who are into very good leadership positions, who may be leading a team of 2, 3, 400 people, I know it experientially that even they go through this challenge. I have been mentoring now people from 12 different countries, and one thing which I find, which is true for almost every place, is that human beings at every place feel this pressure. I felt it during my medical college days. Reason for me was language challenge. I come from a non-English medium background, could not speak in fluent English. Became a point of laughter for many people whenever I stood up and spoke something in my class. I felt that my right of expression is taken away. Imagine if a person has to think a lot before he or she opens his mouth. It's not a very pleasant situation. But these pressure situations are not limited to only these limited instances. They actually can affect our life in a big way. I know people who have lost their promotion because they could not bring their best out during that one conversation with their seniors. I know people for whom the cost of this bad communication has been their relationship. This sense of unfulfillment. Sometimes people fail to get the funding for their key project, their dream project. During salary negotiations, they feel that if only they had the ability to speak well during that particular time, it would have made them a good deal. How many of you go through these similar challenges? I would like to know. Just keep writing in the chat box. Since this session is only for 1 hour, I'm going to keep it crisp, so I will not spend much time in interaction. Keep some time at the end of the session for your questions. So whenever I'm asking you something, just be very quick on responding. I'll just have a look at your comments and keep moving. Yes? So now I see some responses. I would also suggest you to write in 1 or 2 words about the place you belong to and the work you do. For example, you could write a chartered accountant from Noida, or you could write an IT professional from Dubai. Just write something about you so that it gives me an idea about who is my audience today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now I can see people writing. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for this participation. Let's very quickly move into the session. But before I move into the session, there are many people who are new, who are seeing me first time. Who are you, Dr. Vivek, to talk about this? What is your authority? So let me say a few things about me so that you at least become comfortable that the person with whom you are going to spend your next 55 minutes is capable of providing some value in this regard. So I'm a medical doctor by education. I worked for about 6 years in corporate world. My last job title was that of a COO, Chief Operations Officer. So I have some 6 years of administrative experience. I also worked as a doctor in my initial years. After that, I became a full-time wellness educator, a professional speaker. Since year 2010, I've been doing that now. This is my 11th year in professional speaking. I've been speaking on almost any kind of platform you could think of world over. I'm a visiting faculty in many organizations where I teach topics related to leadership. I'm a student and a teacher of public speaking. Since year 2020 March, after this lockdown due to COVID, I started taking my work online. I learned myself, I created online courses, developed a mentorship program, and now I've been mentoring people from more than 12 countries. And it has been a very, very enriching experience, very, very fulfilling experience where I feel that I'm able to give some value to the people and solve their problem. I would like to show you a 3.5-minute video which kind of showcases my work in a nutshell. Once that video is done, we'll straight go into the session. When the video is being played, when the video is talking about my work, I would like you to write about your work. So all those who have joined just now and who have not yet written about what do you do and where are you from, while watching the video, please use the chat box to mark your presence. I'll just play the video and we'll be right back. Thank you so much. Enjoy the video.
for your patient listening.
Okay, so I'm happy to see now that we have almost a mini Asia here. We have people from different parts of India. We have people from south of India, Sri Lanka. We have people from Bangkok. We have people from Thailand. We have people from UAE. We have people from Saudi. We have people from Singapore. It must be late night, I think, in Singapore. It must be about 11 or 10 o'clock at least. So good to have all of you. We have one person from Bangladesh. So good to you, friends. Good to have all of you, friends. And I'm really happy that people from diverse background, from being into government service, to IT professionals, to students, to PhD holders, to people who are dentists and chartered accountants, and all sort of people are here. This is quite a diverse group, and I'm really, really thankful to all of you to trust me with your time for next 50 minutes or so. So with that said, let's get into this session. Let's understand first point. In certain situations, it is not just a skill game. One of the commonest mistake done by many people while trying to improve their ability to communicate effectively is that they try to solve the problem from the same method because they have not thought of other solutions. Maybe they have not even analyzed the problem. You know what is the fundamental difference between a doctor who's qualified, who's trained, and a quack? One fundamental difference is a doctor tries to go to the etiology, to the root cause, and a quack may be giving a symptomatic treatment. Many people in their communication try to solve the problem of not being able to effectively communicate by just doing the same thing which they have been trying to do for many, many years. Many of them I have seen they have been reading newspapers, writing new words from editorial, improving their vocabulary by learning few words or maybe few sentences every day, or some of them try to just look into mirror and practice. These are the common thing I've seen people who have been doing. And some of them watch English movies, watch a lot of content in English, and they think that this would help them to improve their language fluency and their communication skill. Now, no doubt all these measures would have some or other role to add to your effectivity in communication. But when it comes to pressure situation, it's no more just a skill game. Think of it like this. Imagine a batsman, if you understand the game of cricket, and if you are from India, I'm sure you understand a few things about it. If a batsman has to bat in the beginning of the inning, when he has no pressure, when there is enough time, so many deliveries yet to be bowled, he or she can plan his inning the way he or she wants. But think of a batsman who is coming to bat in the 47th over, when there are 3 overs remaining and there are 38 runs to make. This is a different game now. This is not just a skill game. A lot of mental component is involved here now. Mentally, I need to be strong. Having the skill and ability to execute the skill in certain situation are two different things. I repeat, having a particular skill and executing the skill in pressure situation are two different things. So there are people who have great skill and can do well when the situations are normal, and there are people who may not have that great skill, but they have solid mindset and they actually do well under pressure situations. What do you think the specialty of Mahendra Singh Dhoni is? Why people call him Mr. Cool? People call him Mr. Cool because he has the ability to bring his best when it matters. In the pressure situation, he can actually speak well, and that's what makes him special. When it comes to skill, there are many people who are better skilled than him. But there are few people like Mahendra Singh Dhoni, or maybe A.B. de Villiers, or many other such players who do extremely well when they are under pressure. And that's the game we need to learn for talking well, for speaking well, for bringing our best out during pressure situations. Now let's understand how can we do it. I'm going to give you 3 key thought-provoking points. I hope you have your notepads and pen handy. You make your notes, because points are simple, but if you think over it, you are going to get hang of it. You are going to understand how to solve my own problem. And if you get that, then let me know. How do people overcome their fear to achieve the impossible? कैसे होता है ये? How do people do this? We have to learn the training of mind to perform under pressure. You have to learn this. How do I train my mind to perform under pressure? If I understand this one factor, then it's the execution of skill, which is my challenge, and that challenge would be addressed if I understand this point. My problem is not the skill, my problem is execution of the skill in certain time, and therefore I'm learning that how do I enable myself, how do I develop a mindset from internally so that even during pressure situations, I can execute my skill well. Let's understand how do people do this. First thing people do is they have to develop clarity. They have to develop clarity. Where? Clarity within. Before I explain you this point, I want you to have a look at this image. This is the image of a free solo climber. In fact, I would like you to show a small video clip. Just have a look at that video clip, maybe for about a couple of minutes, and then we will be back to discuss on this topic. So let me play this small video clip. Here is this man. His name is Alex Honnold. He's a free solo climber. He's climbing on one of the most difficult rocks to climb. This rock is about 3,000 feet tall. It's called El Capitan, somewhere in US. No one has ever tried to climb this rock without a support. He is doing it. He's the only person who has done this. That climbing such a rock without any safety gear, without any support, without any fallback option. 3,000 feet. It's close to 1 kilometer straight height. Just have a look at this person. What is he doing? And try to imagine, fathom, what kind of challenges this person might have gone. Just have a look at it. He's climbing a wall now, and if you look at the height, there is no second chance for him. There is absolutely no second chance. And the kind of maneuver he's doing at the height of 2,000, 3,000 feet, unimaginable. Just have a look. How is he holding himself? Here, the cost of mistake is not somebody would laugh, which may be a concern for many people while delivering a talk somewhere. Here, the cost of mistake will not be missing an opportunity to get a promotion or salary hike. Here, the cost of mistake is not losing some funding for my organization. Here, the cost of the mistake is life. So we can just imagine what kind of pressure, mental pressure, this person would be going through while doing this. How did he learn to deal with this pressure? If we can understand a few things about it, probably that may be helpful to us when we are into pressure situation and talking something. Yes? So let me stop the video and let me get back to the
It's over now.
To the session. Here comes the presentation and there stops the video. Alex Honnold says that the precursor of fear is doubt. Coming to my point, which I shared just before this video, is developing clarity within. Alex Honnold says that doubt is the precursor of fear. Means before we start feeling fear of something, fear of would people laugh, what would they think, what will my boss say, will I lose it, will I get through this interview, all these fears, before that happens, what happens is doubt. Doubt is the precursor of fear. So he says, I don't want to be doubtful when I am there, thousands of feet on the height, with nothing to rely upon, but just my hands and 2 feet. I develop utmost inner clarity about the every move I have to make, every inch, every foot which I have to climb. I try to develop utmost inner clarity. And what he does for that? He tries to sit and go through the whole process mentally through visualization, through making notes, by understanding what I want to do. By developing that clarity within, he calms down a part of brain which is called amygdala. Amygdala is a part of brain which is so powerful in its nature that once it gets activated, it shuts down our higher centers. When I say higher centers, they are literally higher and they are superior in their capabilities. It is those higher centers which give us the ability to speak in a refined way, to speak empathetically, to respond and not react. And if amygdala gets triggered because of our fear, because of our imaginary concerns, then our higher centers would not be able to deliver. And most people don't realize that speaking in refined way is a very higher cognitive process. We cannot do it without being free from unnecessary concerns. Because your working memory is taken away by these concerns. And that working memory is required to create that next sentence in the mind, which is going to come as a flow when you're making a speech or presentation. You look at people the way they introduce. I've been observing this now for many years. Most people, in my view, about 70 to 80% people, fail to give a consistent introduction of themselves. Do you think they don't know about themselves? No, they know about themselves, but they have no clarity about the roadmap to present things in a systematic way which can create a right image of themselves. Maybe they are lazy, maybe they are clumsy, maybe they think, after all, it's about me, I will say something as it comes. Our brain perceives it as an unnecessary activity to organize information which is easily available. So we don't want to organize that information because I know it is easily available. I'm not going to forget my name. I'm not going to forget what I did, my experience. I can share it anytime, anywhere. And therefore, what is the need of organizing it? When there are too many possibilities, we choose none of them. This is one human flaws. When I can present things about me in so many ways, I don't want to develop those top 3, 4, 5 ways of me. That's lazy thinking. And many people suffer with that. It's not at all difficult to develop that clarity of having a clear framework while we are delivering a speech. It's not at all difficult. It's matter of 100 days. No matter where you are today, in 100 days, you can be quite good in the way you deliver your message. It's not at all difficult. But then it's that sheer laziness to pause and bearing upon what is my message, what is my plan to deliver it. In fact, most people don't even know, and including some of the very good speakers, they even don't know that how much information can be passed in a given time frame. You give them a topic and you give them a time, whether the time is 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour, they try to give the same information because they have never done their calculation that in given time, how much should I promise to deliver? When I have not done this calculation, I start without a plan. I take more in my plate than I can chew. And what's going to happen? The result is going to be, I'm going to fumble somewhere. Somewhere I would realize that there is less time, more information to give, people are not responding, and that triggers that worry signal. That triggers that amygdala. And now I don't have my working memory available to do something which is required there. First step, develop clarity within. Understand few things about communication. Understand about what is important. What are some simple structures while communicating so that I can develop some consistency. Anyone can be good in bits and pieces while communicating. A good communicator aims to be consistently good. A good communicator understands about how much content can be delivered in a given time. He or she has a clear picture, a framework of the structure of a speech. I've been teaching this now for many years. And I've been telling people, just develop this understanding. And it's a matter of couple of weeks. Can you imagine the value it can bring in your life? With couple of weeks of consistent practice for about 20 to 30 minutes a day, a person can develop next level of clarity about his or her communication strategy, especially while speaking. There are many low-hanging fruits, but unfortunately, people are cluttered in their mind and therefore they're not able to sort it out. Some of them gets into analysis paralysis. Too much information, they analyze too much. They're not able to make a clear picture of it. They go with a vague idea on the stage in the interview and they mess it up. First point, I hope you got some clarity about this first point. How do I develop this clarity? By some kind of visualization, making a note, trying to understand, asking some fundamental questions, and that will give me the clarity. Second point, ask this question to yourself. Do you perceive it as a threat or as a challenge? Do you perceive it as a threat or as a challenge? Your boss told, among 6 other people, your boss told you to stand up and handle that important client. This is an opportunity. But do you think this is a threat? Oh my God, how would I do? He's a very senior man. What if I lose the deal? My boss will be angry with me. I'm processing negative outcome more and I'm letting go all the positive possibilities. This happens to many people. They're not able to accept the challenge when the time comes. You're being called upon the dais to say few words and you say, no, I don't want. You want to escape the situation because you're perceiving a threat there. You're thinking, if I go there, so many eyeballs staring at me, What if I fumble? What if they laugh at me? What if I get insulted? It would be humiliating. So you choose a fight and flight response. You fly away. You go away. You don't want to do this. You give an excuse to come out of that situation. That's because you are perceiving the threat. But what if you perceived an opportunity and took it as a challenge? Wow, I got an opportunity here to stand in front of so many people. It's a great opportunity. Maybe I'll just say few things. Maybe just for a couple of minutes, I'll say something. Something which is very simple, not out of the world. People can impress others just by saying their name in a nice way. Just in that one line, many people can impress others. I'm getting an opportunity here to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on the dais. So many people are watching me. Wow, let me take it. And what do I lose? I lose nothing. Maybe I'll go there, and if I am not feeling comfortable to say many things, I would just say my name and come. I would just say a couple of things about my organization and come. I would just appreciate the audience, the people on the dais, and come back. But let me not miss the opportunity. Second point, very, very important. Now, your question would be, how do I do this process? How do I convert a threat into a challenge? Because if your mind is perceiving something as a threat, it is going to trigger that amygdala. It is going to trigger that fight and flight response, which is not going to let you use your higher center for a refined conversation, communication. So how do you do this? You tell yourself that I move in the direction of acceptance. I move with the guideline of accepting the situation. My first sentence is yes. My first sentence is not no. So whenever there is an opportunity available, I give it a real thought process that should I take this opportunity or not, rather than saying a default no. Once you accept something, you tend to turn something which is negative in its connotation into positive. Your emotional response becomes a little more resilient because you have accepted. Now that it has come, let me handle it. Now that I'm in the situation, let me do whatever it takes. Once that kind of mindset comes from within you, you are able to handle the situation much better. It's a practice. It's a practice. Next time, whenever you are challenged, just tell, let me take this opportunity. This is not a threat. This is an opportunity. This is a challenge. This is something exciting. Let me go through the process and see. It could be an adventure. What's the difference between adventure and fear? Things which you do with non-acceptance, you're fearful about it. Things which you do with acceptance, which may still be dangerous, but you feel adventurous about it. Yes, no. Similarly, the same communication, the same opportunity to speak on a special platform, on a special occasion, if I accept the situation, my mind starts looking for the solution. If I do not accept the situation, my mind starts looking and focusing at the problems. And what will happen to a mind which is focusing at the problem? If I'm focusing at the problem, I'm going to think only negative outcomes. And that's not going to help me. Yes, no, yes, no. Do you get it? Yes. All of you. Are you with me? Can you resonate with what I'm saying? Let's move on to the third point here. What else can I do in order to become a good communicator in pressure situations? Ability to take the result out of your sight. Ability to take the result out of your sight means what? I can either focus on the process of communication or focus on the effects of it. I can either focus upon the next delivery which bowler is going to bowl or the century which I'm about to score. That's what happens to the batsman when he is on 90 score. It's called nervous 90s, because many batsmen lose their wicket on 90s, because when they are on 90s, century becomes more evident than the next delivery. We can't see the next delivery with that clarity. Century starts coming in between, and that takes away their focus from the process. If anybody can put his full focus on the formula, it doesn't matter who that person is. Formula always gives result. If I can bring my focus to delivery of the message which I have planned, then the likelihood of the audience to like it goes high. But if I'm contemplating the idea about what if they didn't like it? Why is that person laughing? Is he laughing at me? What would my boss think of me? I did a grammatical mistake. What will everybody think about me? When I'm thinking about what will others think, what will be the consequence, what will be the result of my speech, I'm thinking about the result. That means I'm taking away my focus from the process. Our conscious mind can think of only one thing at a time. Either I can think of the process or result. If I think too much of result, I am going to miss my focus from the process, thereby reduce my chance of delivering a good communication in this case. Somebody asked Mahendra Singh Dhoni, what is your secret of staying cool? That video became very viral. Mahendra Singh Dhoni answers, it's very simple. Don't think of results. Results are not in our hand. In fact, that's one of the very popular Indian philosophy where in Karma Yoga they say that your right is only to your action. Results are dependent on so many factors. So in which form, when, how, where you will get the result, you can never predict it. It's dependent on so many factors which are beyond a person. I'm writing in a competitive exam. My focus can only be how best I can prepare. Because there are other people who are preparing and I don't know what is their preparation. I don't know what is in the mind of an examiner, what kind of questions he is going to read. I don't know the person who is checking the answer sheets, what kind of thought process he has at that particular time. I don't know. I cannot control those things. I can control only one thing. That is what I am going to do to pass this exam. Similarly, when I'm communicating on a platform, I can control only one thing. Not the response of the audience, but my presentation, my communication. That is in my control. If I focus on that, rest of the things are only consequences, isn't it? So developing this ability to let go the worry of results and bringing your presence to your present. Letting go the worry of the results and bringing your presence to your present. Once you do that, slowly you learn the art of staying cool, like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Well, he's not thinking about the result. He's thinking about that next thing which he's supposed to do. And we all can do this with practice. How to practice this thing? Whenever you are in the midst of situation, you have to remember these simple aspects. Let me focus. There are many other things, but this is not in the scope of this webinar. I have an entire course called Mind Mastery Tools, where I teach specifics about how human mind can be tweaked in a wonderful way. I teach about 5 models, which if anyone understands can use his or her mind like a tool, the greatest, the most powerful tool in the world. Unfortunately, most of us are never aware of the kind of potential it has, and we never utilize it. So there are many ways to do it. We need to apply. Are you with me on this? Yes, no? Come on. Let me see in the chat box. Oh my God, so many messages. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Please pardon me. I'm not going to read all the messages because there are simply too many and I cannot read all the names. But thank you so much for the messages. If you are with me, let's move on to next important question. Because you know what will happen after this? even after this, many people, they may feel happy, they may think we have learned something, but they would not be able to apply these philosophies and thought process in their life. Not because they are not capable of, but because they don't have that hunger. I'll share my guiding thought, which guides me to develop my course material, my mentoring program. And this guiding thought comes from Abraham Maslow. He says, what is necessary to change a person is to change his awareness of himself or her awareness for herself. This is what I think. I don't think any one of you who are attending this webinar from different parts of the world, I don't think any one of you have this knowledge challenge that you're not aware. What are those 1, 2, 3 things in my life which I need to work upon to improve certain things in my life? What are those 1, 2, 3 things which I should stop doing to improve my life quality? I'm sure you're aware. It's not a knowledge challenge, it's a doing challenge. It's a being challenge. If I do not perceive myself certain way, I'm never going to do something which is not in alignment to my identity. I try to do this. And how do I do it? Now, in next 7 to 8 minutes, I'm going to present my courses through which I've been helping people now in designing a good personal and professional life. And before that, I'll share one question and then go back and share my courses, details about that. If any one of you are interested, I would love to have you. I love to help you in this regard, and I'm sure you'll find it valuable. So before that, just ask yourself this question, and the question is this: how effective communication skills would change my life? I told you, most people will not do anything even after going through this webinar because they do not have enough hunger. And this question, if you contemplate properly, if you do the meditation, if you do your math, if you sit with this question and meditate upon it, write it on a paper, what are the benefits I will experience if I become a very effective communicator? How will it change my personal life, my professional life? How would it give me advantage in my workplace? How would it help me to present my work very effectively, to lead my team in a way that I can motivate them, in a way that there is very less chance of any kind of misunderstanding? How can I shape my personality by becoming a better communicator and influence people, the world, with the positive ideas I have? How do I develop this one simple ability of giving value to any other skill which I have ever acquired? People spend 15, 17, 20 years in studying, in educating themselves, in developing great ideas, original thought process, and do not realize that it's not enough to be good. It's also very important to let the world know that you are good. And how would I let the world know that I'm capable of solving a problem, of giving a particular solution, if I'm not capable of presenting it effectively? No one can do that. This is one skill which gives me value, which gives value to every other skill I have acquired. That 15 years of my work, which is going to be tested in that crucial 15-minute interview. And if I fail to bring my best out at that time, there are chances that people who were not as capable as I were got this chance because they were able to present in that 15-minute a better version of themselves. Yes, no? Yes, no? I know people and I have trained people who missed their promotion because they were not up to the mark in their communication. I've been helping people who are leading a team of hundreds of people, 300, 400 people, who are amazing communicators otherwise. But they feel when I have to lead my team effectively, when I have to make a presentation in front of board of directors, in front of a very big client where millions of dollars are involved in the deal, somehow I get really jittery and I'm not able to bring my best out. Many of them feel that they have far better vocabulary than they use. They've learned so many things, but they are not able to use it. All of these things are learnable skills. We can improve these things. And my approach helps people to first develop right mindset and then, of course, knowledge and skill set. Just think any of the popular leader, be it a political leader, a politician, or a spiritual leader, or any other kind of popular celebrity, minus their communication, what would be their success? Think of any big leader and think if this person was not able to communicate the way he or she can, would I have really entertained the idea of understanding what he wants? Most people don't have this clarity. The kind of value effective communication skills can build in our life is huge. And the reason most people don't have that hunger is they live a life like a pendulum. Whenever they feel the pain of not being a good communicator, they become active for some time. They go and search that next video. They go and start contemplating buying that next course on this. And after that, it again fizzles away till they get to the next extreme and feel the next pain that, oh, I missed an opportunity because of my lack of communication. And they again go to this, and like this pendulum, they keep on spending their life missing on some fundamental skill which could have been built in less than 3 months. For most people, it takes only 1 or 2 months. Such a valuable thing. It's like such a low risk investment, but huge benefits, but still many people fail to do it. Warren Buffett says one of the best investment is investing into self-improvement because it gives lifelong returns. That's the fun part of any skill. I had the challenge in my medical college, and I told myself, Vivek, whether either you can just keep on telling for the rest of your life that because I come from a small town, because I have never studied in English medium schools, because nobody speaks in English in my place, so my communication in English is going to be weak. And this may be a genuine excuse for many years to come. Or you face the challenge head on and solve this problem and reap the benefits of becoming a good communicator. I'm thankful that I chose the later option. I solved this problem of not being fluent in English, of not being able to speak, express even few fundamental things, basic things with my friends and classmates. I solved it. I know how to do it. And I have been helping now people for last 11 years. People from all walks of life, seniors to juniors. And I know what kind of advantage it has given me, what kind of freedom it has given me. So I want all of you to think of this question, mull over it, meditate. When you're calm, just think about it. Develop that clarity. How will it help me in my life? And also think, if I do not develop, what are the things I am putting at stake? Maybe that next promotion, maybe a relationship, maybe an opportunity to motivate and encourage something. So much is at stake and so much is to gain. Still, why don't we have the hunger? Because we are moving like that pendulum. Till that next pinch comes, we don't move. Think about it. Now I'm going to share few points about my courses in next 7 to 8 minutes. Very quickly, I will share what are the courses and services I provide. And if any one of you think that I can be of help, then I welcome you to join my mentorship program or other courses in order to help you, in order to enable me to help you to develop this skill and many other areas of your personality. Let me quickly run you through this. I call it Growth Booster Bundle. It's a bundle of 5 courses for personal and professional excellence. Let's move to course number 1. It's called Mind Mastery Tools. As the name says, it's a tool where you learn to use your mind as a tool. And this is the greatest tool in the world. period. 8,600 crore neuron. Unfortunately, most people do not know how to use it. I teach about 5 different mind models. If you understand that properly, you can actually create solutions for yourself depending on the situation. Because now you understand how this machine works, what are the different modes it can work. You can learn about how to break a habit and create a new one. You can learn about how to use subconscious mind to your advantage. You learn about how to create reason-specific solutions for your stress. How can you use your mind to deal with chronic lifestyle issues to improve your health? How can I improve my focus, my ability to take decisions? How can I become aware of my cognitive biases? How do I use this word called design thinking? There's a lot in this. This is a big course of about 10 hours of recorded videos and weekly live sessions. This is a deep course, a very, very powerful course, and of course, one of its kind. It's all original content. You don't find it anywhere else because I have created it with the juice of 11 years of my experience in this field. Then the second course is about public speaking mastery. It talks about A to Z of public speaking. How do I develop right mindset? Learning to create the right message, organization of the content. How do I become consistent in delivering my message effectively? How do I become good in extempore speaking? How to prepare for a speech in a systematic way? How to memorize it? What are the techniques? In different kind of situations when I'm not prepared to speak, how do I use a particular technique to solve my problem, to speak extempore? I give almost everything of this. This is again more than 10 hours of recorded videos, a big course. Plus every week live sessions for practicing, for asking your queries, for solving a problem, for getting and giving feedback to your peer group. There's also a wonderful WhatsApp group where people are learning, helping each other, which gives you a good peer learning environment because it's important. When it comes to speaking, you can learn it only by speaking. Yes, if you have the guidance, your learning becomes very fast. If you have the right kind of environment, it helps you to maintain the momentum. That's what I try to do. So this is the second course. We also discuss about how do I face a tough interview effectively. How can I improve my sales pitch? Now many things into this. Third big course is called Guide to Personality Development. And this course is fundamentally because there are many people, even though they are extremely good communicators, but somehow they feel that they are not able to influence people because their communication style and their personality are not in sync. So in this course, I tell you about 6 fundamental dimensions of personality, which each one of should start working upon. A step-by-step plan should be created for that. There are many other aspects of it. This is again a big course of about 10 hours of recorded videos. So I have told you about 3 big courses. Why personality development? Because we don't get what we want. We get who we are. And how do you get what you want? By becoming a person who deserves to get what you want. How do you get what you want? By becoming a person who deserves to get what you want. So it's a shift, which is inside out shift. Once you shift that identity within, rest of the things are chain reaction. They stay with you lifelong. I don't want people to be dependent upon you tell me what to do. No, I want to give them a tool. If they understand that and apply it, of course, application is must. If they apply it, they can solve some of the biggest problems of their life. They can actually make their life much easily. So this is the third big course. Fourth course is a very powerful, small but powerful course. I'm calling it small because in comparison to other 3 courses, it is small. But I know many other courses, this is the entire material where the course is about 2 to 3 hours. So this is 2 to 3 hours of course, which talks about how do you manage your focus. Developing discipline of time is nothing but developing discipline of focus. Because that is one skill which helps us in executing what we plan. As I told you, many of us, our challenge is not knowledge. Our challenge is, I know, but I'm not able to execute it. And most of the time, the reason is indiscipline of time. This is a unique course because it has helped me in my personal life. And I have got maximum compliments for this particular course. Whenever I have delivered it anywhere in the world, I have got maximum benefits, maximum compliments for this. So this is the course number 4. Course number 5 is called Learn Able. It used to be live webinar, but now I have a recorded course. Again, weekly live sessions happen for this as well. This is about art of quickly unlearning and learning. And we all know in today's world, no matter what we learn, it becomes obsolete very fast. So we need to develop this ability to let go old learning and adopt to new learning quickly. And there's a huge advantage in this. I've experienced that in my life. That if I can learn things quickly, if I can adopt to new things quickly, it gives me so much disproportionate advantage over many others. I have to learn little, but advantage is disproportionately high. So this is the 5th course, which is again a 2 to 3 hours of recorded video course plus live sessions. So I told you about 5 video courses. Now the biggest thing I'm offering, and that is not for all, that is for limited people, is this personal mentoring. That is one-on-one mentoring. What more could one person like me help people with? I'm trying to give my one-on-one time for about 8 to 10 weeks, where the people who get into this can talk to me one-on-one and seek help, personalized solution, discuss challenges and problems at length, and figure out a solution with my support. What kind of solutions? Communication is one big thing, no doubt. But there are people who have leadership related challenges. I help them. I'm a faculty on leadership. I teach leadership and not just teach. I have now fairly good experience into this. I've been into corporate world and I've been helping people who are in very senior positions. Then I can help people with their healthy lifestyle. I'm a wellness educator. I'm a medical doctor. So I can help on communication, on leadership, on designing a good, healthy lifestyle. These are the few areas. There are many other areas around it. One-on-one mentoring, where I don't limit my time, where we just meet whenever it is required for next 10 weeks. This is something which is invaluable. So there are 3 options I provide presently, and they are extremely discounted as of now. 5 courses, almost 35 hours of recorded course content, which is given over 3 months. Public speaking mastery, every Friday live session, plus of course video recordings you have, which you keep watching, and all the other courses on every Saturday during live sessions. A WhatsApp group for peer learning, a weekly live session every Friday 8:30 p.m. India time, every Saturday 8:30 p.m. India time, for about 1 to 1.5 hours. We discuss about these ideas. We practice public speaking. We ask a particular question. We give feedback. It helps a lot people to sort out their specific queries. And if there is anything which I find interesting, that is added to the course material later on. So course keeps on becoming better and better. We keep on bringing new version, new editions. And anybody who becomes part of it gets lifelong access to all those upgrades as well. These are 7, and the 8th deliverable is personal mentoring. Now presently this program is available at 21K, where everything is available for lifelong. Personal mentoring is available, that is one-on-one discussion is available for about 10 weeks. This is not for all, this is for few people. Okay. This is the second option, where I have everything but not the personal mentoring. And this is available for 12K. The price has been Very, very accommodative. I've taken a stance that more and more people should afford it, should get it. Third option, all 5 video courses. Here we do not have live sessions, and here we do not have WhatsApp group as well. Here, a person takes the responsibility to go through the video, and videos are quite self-explanatory, and to implement it himself. If you have that self-discipline that you can go through the content yourself and really implement it, then this is the option, which is available for 8,900 rupees. So anyone who's interested, I'm just making the offer live. These are the 3 options in the nutshell. The offer would be live for next 10 minutes. And after that, I'll be closing the offer. You would see a green color button. If you press that, you will see all the 3 options. For any doubts or anything else, you can ask me now in the chat box. And I'm also writing an email ID just in case after buying the course, if anybody has any issue, just for a second point of connection, connect@drvivekmodi.com. That's my email ID. So you can always reach me on that. So here I stop my presentation and I open the forum for your questions. I can see a flurry of messages. Thank you so much for these wonderful compliments. And thank you. And I'm happy that you liked the session. I'm happy that you found it useful. I keep my promise, 8.1 hour, I'm stopping it. So now I'm welcoming your questions. Thank you, Lena. If you have made the payment, this is what would follow. Now, anybody who has made the payment or who is making the payment, please understand what would happen. Number 1, you will get an email in next 30 to 40 minutes maximum. For some of you, it would come immediately. For some of you, the upper limit is half an hour to 40 minutes. You will get that email. In case you don't find the email, then check your update, promotion, spam folders. It should be lying there. And still, if you don't find, you can always send an email on connect@drvivekmodi.com and we'll look into this. But usually it never happens. You would get the email. In the email, you will get an acknowledgement of all the services for which you have enrolled. You will get a link to Google form in which you can also share about what are you looking for in this course. So that kind of gives us a 1-point detail about you. We would like to know about what is the particular reason which makes you to join this course. And then after we have received your Google form submission, if you are into category 1 or 2, that is, if you are taking the mentoring program with personal mentoring, or if you are taking the second program in which you have all the video courses plus WhatsApp group plus weekly live sessions, then for these 2 groups, you will get a course introduction call where you would be explained about how to go about it. And if you have chosen the last option of taking only courses, then you would be granted course access. Every week, 1 course will be granted to you. The access would be granted to you. And you'll be able to see all the videos. You'll be able to use any device which can be connected with the internet. You don't need to be technologically very advanced. It is very simple, by which you'll be able to go through each video course properly. And it is given every week 1 because I don't want people to binge watch it and do nothing about it. This is only for the people who have genuine desire to do something for next 3 months to bring a really significant change in their life. So that's about it. If you have any doubt in this regard, please let me know. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for your trust. And I'm sure you would not regret this decision. This is a throwaway price. This is the fee. Even the mentoring program, the fee is like the 3-month fee of a UKG student. And if that much is being offered, then you could just think what kind of value proposition this brings to you. So anybody who has any doubts, please feel free to ask your questions. Okay, so you please keep your questions related to English. Today we are not talking about English language. Let me tell you, in the public speaking mastery course, you will be taught about how to improve your English language fluency. You would be taught about that. But you would not be taught about English grammar. This is not an English course. If you think that this is only English course, no. If you can speak a little bit of English, and if you think that your problem is you're not fluent, you want to improve your fluency, if you don't have a problem in understanding the English, you can understand basic English, then this course is for you. But if you think that you should be taught English tenses, subject verb agreement, active voice, passive voice, then this is not the course for you. Okay. English language fluency, yes. English grammar and other technical aspects of language, no. Public speaking, very much yes. Improving your communication skills, yes. Improving your personality, yes. Improving your mental development, your mental capacity, yes. Very much yes. Improving your ability to manage your focus, your time, yes. Improving your ability to learn things quickly, yes. All those things are yes. Okay. So any other doubts? Yes, as I told you, all the three groups, the course material is same. Only the people who are in personal mentoring, there are few additional things here and there because they are dealing with me at a personal level. In fact, many of the people who are part of personal mentoring group, they don't even attend the live sessions because they have a different access with me. They have all the live videos, okay, and they have personal access with me. What if I, okay, so here Ranavat is asking about what if I miss the live sessions. Ranavat, in fact, many people miss live sessions. For example, people who are into a different time zone, people who are in Australia, they often miss the live session because it is late night there or early morning there. Okay, even people from Singapore, most of them miss it because it's quite late, about maybe 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. there when we are doing the live sessions here. So you get a recording of the live session. Yeah? Whichever you want, you can get the access to that. So that's not a problem. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. You can use this time to ask questions. Yeah. You have how much time now? Let me see. The offer is live for next 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Okay. Yes. Friday public speaking, Saturday other courses. So it takes like this. It takes about 3 months to complete everything in the live sessions. In the live sessions, we don't teach everything which is there in the video course. We quickly review it and then we discuss about certain aspects. If you have any question, I take that question and we discuss. And on Fridays, it is exclusively for public speaking. So there you can practice. We also review the entire course. We also take questions, any specific queries which can be asked. So even people who are into these live sessions, they actually get an opportunity to directly interact with me. That is there. Only thing is, it doesn't happen on one-on-one basis. That's the only difference. Yes. Okay. Welcome, Shashiji. Welcome. Thank you so much. Any other queries, please feel free. And all those who have made the payment, you might have received the email or this is your email is on the way. Yeah. I have already written connect@drvivekmodi.com. That is the email ID in case you need any future assistance. You could also go on my website, which is www.drvivekmodi.com. You can join my Telegram group. just for simple updates, etc. There's nothing much in that, but we keep updating things there. It's easy for people to stay in touch through that. Yes. Okay, so WhatsApp group is not for all, unfortunately. Presently, it is only for the people who are enrolled because of the obvious reasons. Yeah, I cannot give that much time to all. If I keep it open, it becomes very difficult to organize it. After all, we have to give value to each one. So there are limited number of people there. Yeah. It is not mandatory to become part of that. Some people do not become. Some people are very senior and they don't want to expose their number in the WhatsApp group and be in that group. That's fine. It's up to them. But they are into mentoring sessions, so they anyway are dealing with me on one-on-one basis. Okay. So you have last 5 seconds and here we stop. Hopefully the session added a lot of value, and I want all of you to think over the points which we discussed today, to create a plan for yourself and try to apply it for next few days or few weeks. I'm sure it would add a lot of value in your life. So I wish you all the best. With this, I take your leave. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I added a lot of value to you. Thank you so much. Namaste. I'm Dr. Vivek Modi, and I'll see you in some other webinar. Thank you.